Order of business.
Madam Clerk, can we reverse the orders of business? Mrs. Chase is en route, and we have a number of young leaders here today to speak and give adults some guidance on some very tough issues.
Okay, the second order of business presentation, students of the Inspire NOLA Charter Network. Students from Inspire NOLA Charter Network will speak about gun violence affecting youth in New Orleans.
Got it. All right, thank you everyone for being here. As many of you may know, Chan Smith, a 15-year-old freshman at McMain and Algiers residence, was killed last month. In response to this senseless tragedy, hundreds of Chan's classmates and students from other New Orleans high schools are holding a peace rally right now outside of City Hall. The council has invited the student representatives from each school to come and speak, so we would like them to please come to the table. Leo Gillum, a senior at McMain and a friend of Chance's. Kaylin Higgins, a senior at Edna Carr. Cameron Lewis, a senior at St. Aug. Trey Causey, also at St. Aug. And Samija Floyd, a senior at McMain. Y'all come on up to the table, please. Great, well, welcome y'all. And I'm gonna turn this over because people hear us up here speak all the time, and y'all are here because it's your turn to speak. And if you would like to begin, sir, just introduce yourself again and let people know who you are. And we'd love to hear how this came about because this is really a remarkable thing that y'all have put together.
Okay. Hello, my name is Leo Gillum, and I'm a senior at Eleanor McMain. I respectfully stand here before you all as a representative of Project Live and Achieve, a project focused on stopping gun violence and extending the precious lives of our youth, as well as citizens of the community. The whole climate within New Orleans has created a feeling that, whether we expect it or not, we can all be victims of gun violence. I'm a strong advocate for gun control, and I believe guns and bullets are tools to harm or protect. And in this city, the former happens much more often, and often at the price of our youth. New Orleans is a city plagued by violence, and we as students and the future of New Orleans have decided that we're the ones to bring a stop to it and end this terrible trend. However, we can only do so much. One of our fellow McMain students was recently a victim of an actless sense of aggression that could have been stopped had not a gun been there. Because of this, a mother must bury her child, a 15-year-old boy who done nothing but bring smiles to the faces of his fellow students. Brothers must walk past this empty space. His death brought tears to the eyes of students who done nothing but walk past him in the halls, because we all know how close it could have been to being us. Project Live and Achieve is just the start. It has given us students a platform to ensure our voices echo throughout the city. However, being the leaders of the school, we can only do so much. We hope that going forward, you will all do your part and help us in developing programs and laws that will issue a dramatic decline in violent crimes within the city of New Orleans for the betterment of our future.
How y'all doing? My name is Kaylin Higgins. I'm a senior at In the Car. We have all gathered here today to talk to y'all about one pressing issue that's plaguing our city, which is gun violence. Project Live and Achieve is a program that was created so they could give a voice to the youth of New Orleans so they could see our better side of the city for the future. The words that I said today are not hollow. They come filled with actions that we, the youth of New Orleans, believe need to be taken in order to stop this plague. Too many young people are dying. The next victim could be me, anybody at this table, anybody that I walk in the halls with. That's scary for a New Orleans child to go through. That's something that shouldn't be normal. Mentorship programs, gun control, city-based activities, and a stronger education system are ways that I think it can be stopped because it's starting from people ages 5 to 18. So that's if they're in school and they have mentorship programs, I believe that will help. So the programs for at-risk teens, it should be not only a social worker that just like knows them by a piece of paper or knows them by a binder or anything. I feel as if it should be somebody that has come from where they come, like, and know exactly what they're going through. So this has probably already been like tried to be achieved, but I feel like it needs to be edited a little. I hope that we as a community can pivot towards putting true effort into preventing gun violence, with students of New Orleans being the driving force behind the change. There are many schools that I know they probably wish they could have made it here, but the amount of schools we have now, everybody across the city feels that way. We are the future, and we must do something. It will be a difficult task, but the time is now. We must be bold and courageous. New Orleans is counting on us.
Good morning, leaders, politicians, and students. My name is Cameron Lewis, student body president at St. Augustine High School. We are here today to rally together as the voice of our community to end gun violence. In the hardest of times, we find ourselves, along with our peers, not following God's mission. It is upon us to be the face of the community in New Orleans and throughout the world to end senseless violence. That comes with giving back to the community, being mentors and voices to our students, and setting positive examples for the youth of the city so that we can replicate God's doing. We must use our platform to help change the world. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Trey Causey, and I am the senior class president at St. Augustine High School. And I have to ask all of you here today, gathered here today, aren't you all tired? Because I know my brothers at St. Aug are tired. We are tired of every day waking up and seeing what my grandmother likes to call death row, how Channel 4 announces each morning who died the previous night. We are tired of going to vigils and funerals and seeing mothers crying and all asking the same question, why my son? Every time I tell my grandmother I'm going here, I'm going there, she always responds, I don't know. I do not want to see you on death row. I am tired, we are tired of this city seemingly not caring about us. I'm tired of me and my brothers just seeming like statistics to this city. This is our city. A long time ago, our ancestors built this city. So there is no reason why we should not have a voice. We are the future of this city. It does not matter what school you go to. This is our community, and no one else will care for it. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Samaj Floyd. I'm a senior at Eleanor McMain, and I'm a part of the Student Leadership Council. Today, we stand as a community to bring awareness to gun crime and violence. Too many lives are being lost because of someone who is careless and selfish. We are frustrated and have had enough of the senseless killings of innocent people. We can't continue to lose our loved ones and friends. If we want change, we must demand it. We have to take a stand and cherish life while we have it. Project Live and Achieve goal is to decrease gun crime and violence and to protect the future generation. We can wish for it to end, but until we take action, nothing will change. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Joshua Sparks. I'm 17 years old and I'm a junior at Eldridge Charter Landry Walker High School. Today, I'm here to take a stand against gun violence. As a young black man growing up in Eldridge and Orleans Parish, I hear about young men like me on the street getting killed almost every day. Young men who had entire lives ahead of them cut short because of those few bullets. Kids who had families, friends, and loved ones, including my brother, Tyreek Sparks. He was only 18 years old when he was murdered. He was so young, intelligent, and bright, and had family who loved him dearly. And his life was taken from him. A piece of my family, a piece of my home was taken away from me. So many other families go through this pain every day, and it needs to stop. It's time to make a change. It's time for us to make that change. I call upon our local lawmakers to help us make that change. To make that change, I'm sorry. To help us make that change for a more safer, more peaceful community, for a more safer and peaceful future. Thank you.
As the leaders of the city of New Orleans, we must take a stand. We must be the change. We must set an example of what leaders are supposed to do. I strongly feel that we should promote a program that teaches our youth how to cope with life. Usually when our youth can't cope, they turn all of their problems to gun violence. Though I have not experienced gun violence in my life, I have friends, classmates, family members, and community friends who have. We lose too many students every year to senseless acts. Bypassing this is not a choice. If we do not take this action now, the chaos will continue. A change is going to come, Sam Cooke once said. This change can be interpreted many different ways. In this case, change is for our children and our youth. We dare not wait another day. Today is the only option. This is not as easy as multiple choice. We are calling an end to these senseless acts. The youth deserves to be heard, and we believe this student-led movement will be our platform to better our community and help put an end to it all. We have called students, parents, elected officials, community leaders, police, and many more together today to bring peace to our city. It's painful to see a mother and a father mourn the loss of their child they carried and raised, a brother or sister mourn the loss of that sibling that's been with them every step of the way, an aunt or uncle see the child that they watch grow up to teenhood, and the next day see them on the news. The cousin that was inseparable and always spent the night by their house. Or what about that friend, that best friend who's been with them through all of their troubles, against every obstacle, in every class, picked them up when they were down, was the only friend when they needed a laugh, been through every relationship and encounter, was there when they needed advice, and their only sunshine when they live in a storm. When that person leaves, they take a part of many hearts with them. Just a couple of weeks ago, we lost one of our very own, one of our schoolmates from our sister school, Eleanor McMain High School. Cruelty and evil is among us. Hatred and jealousy, unnecessary nonsense has taken over. This is now our time to take a stand and win back our city, our pride, and our dignity. Be that change. My name is Mason Horn from Endicott. I'm the Junior Vice President. Thank you.
Well, that was remarkable, all of you. Thank you so much for being here. You're very brave. I know this council has a lot of words that we would like to say and address with you, but I think we'd like to do it outside with everybody. Would that be possible?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know it's hot out there, and we want to get out there now. But right before we run out there, I do want to recognize the fact that all of you are the leaders of your school and that you put this together. And I will publicly commit to all of you, and I think this council will commit, that we would like you to continue this in the form of an advisory committee to the council. And we think that would be a great step. So with that, we're going to run down. We're going to give you a proclamation for what the work that you've done, and then we're going to go outside, and I think each council member would like to say a few words outside.
If I could just say
Absolutely.
one brief thing. To you all specifically, because of what you said today, Student Body President Lewis, I know your grandmother, Miss Janie, your mom, Nicole, and they'd be very proud of you. I know they're proud of what you've done today. Along with all of you, I am proud of you as if you were my own children, taking the stance that you've taken today. President Causey, you're absolutely right when you talk about a weather report and a murder report on news channels every day. It has become so common that the weather actually sometimes leads before they even talk about who lost their life. And sometimes you don't even hear about the life they lived before the life they lost. Ms. Higgins, your words about pivoting, that's exactly right. This society, this community has to pivot, but it is going to take those other words you said, being bold and being courageous. Old men and women are not getting it done. The people at the nation's capital are not getting it done. The people in the state houses are not getting it done. The idea that you can have a hunting rifle, an assault rifle on a city street, it's absurd. There's nothing to hunt in the city of New Orleans but people. And so this council will stand with you. And I just want to be very clear that you all are the real leaders in this room right now. Che Guevara, Cesar Chavez, Martin King, Mahatma Gandhi, they were closer to your age when they started what they started than they were to our ages. So just know that we will be following you today and every day after this.
Councilmember Banks.
I just wanted to say briefly that I'm very, very proud of each of you. You all get it that we are all in this together. It does not matter whether or not the child that you see on the street is your child. It does not matter whether or not you physically birthed him or her. And I'm hoping that all of the people that are listening to this, it resonates with them, because all of these are our children. So whether you physically conceive them, you do not have the power or the ability to say, it's not my child, so it doesn't affect me. This cancer that is plaguing our city and our country has no boundary. It doesn't matter whether or not you live in an economically deprived neighborhood or whether you live in one of the wealthiest anywhere. It does not know color. It does not know age or religion. Any one of us, any one of those children, any one of anybody that's walking around can be subjected to this craziness that has overtaken this country. Young man, hearing you talk about your brother, I know where you are. You see, I have a brother that was murdered too. It is a feeling that you cannot describe. It is a feeling that I pray that no one else has to live through. It is the kind of thing that affects a family that you never get over. My brother was killed in 1979, and it still hurts me today, just as good as it was yesterday. And I'm going to tell you, too many times, too many instances, this continues to happen. Young man, if you ask when I'm tired, yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm for real tired. One of the reasons I ran for this seat is because I am so tired. I'm tired, and I'm hoping that we can get enough people to understand that we've got to fix this. We've got to get to the point where lives are no longer devalued. We've got to get to the point where when you hear about a murder on the news, you just say, oh, another one. Now, I want each of you to think about if you're driving in your car and you see a dog or a cat smashed in the street. In many instances, that affects you more. That makes you think, oh, that poor dog or that poor cat. But when you hear about a murder on the news, we've gotten oblivious to it. It does not affect us anymore. Well, it's got to affect us, because at some point it could be any one of us. I am very excited and proud of you all being there, but God knows I'm so sorry y'all had to be, because this does not seem to be ending. Now, Councilmember Palmer asked for an advisory committee. I certainly hope that you all consent to do that, because clearly we don't have the answers. Clearly we don't know how to get to people of your age group in your category who are oftentimes involved, not sitting at this table where you are, but on the other side, causing you to sit at the table. I don't know how to get to them. I need you to tell me what we need to do to get to them. Clearly what we're doing ain't working. And I want to commit to you that you have it from me, that I want to be there and involved in letting you guide me. Now, this city council, I got a little juice sitting here. I can pick up the phone and call some people, and they'll take my call now. If there's something that you can use me to get done, I want you to do that, because this is real. I thank you all for being here, but I'm going to say it again. I'm so sorry you got to be.
Councilmember, do we need to?
I'll move to recess so we can follow these kids to the front of City Hall.
That sounds
Stand
great.
with them.
Thank you.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? None opposed, no abstentions. We'll meet you right here and follow your young people out.